Hello Dub Nation, it's always a thrill to connect with you, especially as we're about to reveal the latest news that could shape the fate of our beloved Golden State Warriors. But before we dive into this whirlwind of information, let me make a friendly request. Show us some love by clicking the like button to strengthen our bond, and hey, if you are not subscribed yet, join our channel for a thrilling and emotional journey. Don't forget to turn on notifications to stay ahead of the game. Golden State Warriors should reconsider pursuing their long-desired trade target. The Golden State Warriors have long shown interest in Alex Caruso, with the franchise reportedly engaging in serious trade talks for the Chicago Bulls guard around the midseason trade deadline in February. On the surface, Caruso fits the Warriors' style perfectly: high basketball IQ, excellent passing, skilled ball handling and shooting, and elite perimeter defense. These on-court reasons make it clear why the Warriors would be interested, not to mention his incredibly team-friendly contract, which pays him $9.9 million next season. However, unless a more significant deal falls through, the Golden State Warriors should avoid trading for Alex Caruso this offseason. As the Warriors look to reshape their roster this offseason, Caruso has once again become a proposed target, according to Zach Buckley of Bleacher Report. In a recent article discussing trade ideas for each team, Buckley suggested that the Bulls send Caruso and Nikola Vucevic to the Warriors in exchange for Andrew Wiggins, the 52nd pick, and a top-4 protected first-round pick in 2026. On its own, this trade makes a lot of sense. Caruso is currently more valuable than Wiggins given their respective contracts, and Vucevic would provide an intriguing offensive contrast to the more defensive styles of Tracy Jackson-Davis and Kevin Looney. A 2026 first-round pick might seem like a steep price, but with some protection and the likelihood that Stephen Curry and Draymond Green won't be key contributors by then, it's not unreasonable. However, as useful as Caruso and Vucevic might be, they aren't the top-tier stars that Golden State likely needs to reignite their championship aspirations. The Warriors need to aim higher than the Bulls duo. Making this trade would be a big gamble on Jonathan Kuminga, one they should probably avoid given Curry's declining timeline. Then there's the potentially awkward fit with the rest of Golden State's roster. Caruso and Green overlap a bit offensively, and the 30-year-old might come off the bench alongside other guards 6 feet 5 inches or shorter, like Brandon Podziemski and Gary Payton II, neither of whom is a true point guard. Caruso would be a great addition, but he should only materialize as a supplementary piece after a more substantial trade for a star. Any standalone trade for a role player, even one as high caliber as Caruso, would merely paper over some cracks rather than rebuild a revitalized version of the Warriors capable of competing at the highest level. Who Golden State Warriors fans should root for in the NBA Finals? With no former players to root for or against in the NBA Finals, it might not be immediately clear who Golden State Warriors fans should support as the Boston Celtics take on the Dallas Mavericks in Game 1 on Thursday night. Regardless of the outcome, Warriors fans should view this through the lens of how their team can improve and how the success of the Celtics and Mavericks might provide a blueprint for their own return to the final decisive games. Why a Dallas Mavericks title could inspire the Warriors' off-season moves. A championship win for the Dallas Mavericks would further validate their decision to trade for a second star, something the Golden State Warriors need to consider this offseason. The Mavericks, who advanced through 3 consecutive rounds despite entering the playoffs as the 5th seed, offer a comparative point of view after finishing 11th in the Western Conference last season. The Warriors aim to achieve a similar turnaround next season, though their hopes likely hinge on taking a level of risk similar to what the Mavericks embraced over the past 18 months. Key acquisitions like Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington at the midseason trade deadline, along with the offseason drafting of Derek Lively II and the free agent signing of Derrick Jones Jr., have been crucial for Dallas's rise. However, these additions only work because of 2 key players: the Mavericks' defensive star power and the bold move to bring in a previously unreliable star, Kyrie Irving. Without the high-stakes gamble of acquiring Irving, Dallas almost certainly wouldn't be in this position. If Luka Doncic, Irving, and their team clinch an extraordinary championship victory, it would further justify trading for a second star, no matter how risky and uncertain that star might have seemed at the time. Learning from the Celtics' homegrown success. The Celtics, with their own pair of stars, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, have benefited from the luck of drafting this duo in consecutive years, much like the Warriors were fortunate to draft Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green within a 3-year span over a decade ago. Conclusion: the path forward for the Warriors. If you're a Golden State fan uncertain about who to support in the NBA Finals, remember that this offseason, the Warriors should be looking for their own Irving to complement and support Stephen Curry. Perhaps a Mavericks championship would be the catalyst for Mike Dunleavy Jr. and the Warriors front office to take that necessary risk and make it happen. Draymond Green fires back at Skip Bayless after dirty player accusations. Warriors forward Draymond Green has been at the center of on-court controversy this season. Currently, there's probably no player in the NBA more polarizing than Green. Recently, he drew the ire of sports media host Skip Bayless, who labeled Green as a dirty player. In a recent episode of his podcast, The Draymond Green Show, Green fired back at Bayless, taking shots at the latter's media career. Everyone has moved on from Skip Bayless since Shannon Sharpe left him. He goes out and says he's going to have me eating out of his hand. I'm not going on your show, Skip. I'll keep bypassing you just like everyone else has because your show is dead, Green declared. No one wants to hear you anymore. In the words of Richard Sherman, I'm better than you. I'm better than you at life, I'm just better than you. During the segment, Draymond Green appeared alongside his NBA championship trophy, his All-NBA second team and All-Defensive first team honors, as well as a couple of his championship rings. He made a point to mock Skip Bayless for not having any similar accolades. Green wrapped up the segment by saying, "We don't respect you, you need more people." Draymond Green's 2023-24 season, a year of controversy. Draymond Green's season with the Golden State Warriors has been mired in controversy. Over the past year, Green has been more recognized for his antics both on and off the court than his actual basketball performance. Green faced 2 suspensions last year for his involvement in on-court altercations. The first occurred in November during an incident with the Minnesota Timberwolves when Green put Rudy Gobert in a chokehold. The second suspension came in December against the Phoenix Suns when Green appeared to wind up and punch Jusuf Nurkic in. Gilbert Arenas throws shade at Stephen Curry with wild Allen Iverson comparison. Gilbert Arenas has stirred up the basketball world with his recent comments, drawing a sharp contrast between Warriors star Stephen Curry and NBA legend Allen Iverson. According to Arenas, Iverson's offensive prowess is more impressive than Curry's for a solid reason. Stephen Curry has been a hot topic this offseason, and not always for positive reasons. Numerous basketball analysts and former players have taken aim at Curry, including Rasheed Wallace, who claimed that his 2004 Pistons would have defeated Curry's championship teams, adding that Curry is not a defender. Now, Agent Zero Gilbert Arenas has made comments that many thought they'd never hear, praising Allen Iverson at Curry's expense. This comes amid the wild portrayal of Curry in the new miniseries, Clipped, and Draymond Green clapping back at Skip Bayless over dirty player accusations. Arenas on Curry versus Iverson, a key distinction. Curry and Iverson aren't usually considered in the same category, but according to Arenas, they should be, and Iverson comes out on top in a crucial area. Arenas throws shade at Curry. Arenas passionately argued that Iverson commanded far more defensive attention than Curry, a surprising claim for those who have watched Curry dominate with the Warriors. Allen Iverson demanded all 5 defenders, Arenas stated. Steph Curry has never faced a quadruple team. If Klay Thompson had played with Iverson, he would have averaged 30, Arenas said about Curry's fellow Splash brother and former Washington State Cougars guard, Thompson. The discussion heated up as the hosts of the Gil's Arena show delved into this hot topic. Iverson versus Curry, a tale of the tape. Stephen Curry has an illustrious career with 4 championships to his name, while Iverson retired without a single title. Curry has played more seasons and more postseason games than the answer, though Iverson boasts 1 more All-Star appearance. Curry has more All-NBA first-team selections and total All-NBA teams, 10-7, but Iverson averaged more points per game over his career, despite having nearly 5% lower shooting accuracy. Final take. Whether you side with Iverson or Curry in this debate, one thing is clear, opposing defenses have gone to great lengths to double, triple, and even quadruple team Chef Curry throughout his Warriors career. This speaks volumes about Curry's impact on the game, regardless of Arenas's pointed comments.